Hi there, it's Mr. Becker here. What I wanted to do is send out a video just walking through the course selection process for the ninth grade classes. I apologize, it's kind of boring because I'm going to walk through it or talk through it. So it's going to be a lot of talking. But just want you to fully understand what options you have for ninth grade, what resources you can use to find out more about the classes, and then also how to submit the course selection sheet. So most students will be submitting a paper copy of the course selection sheet. So you can see that here in the background. But there is also a PDF version of it that will be attached or is attached to the email. And that is a version that you can just fill out. You can edit it and then submit that electronically. So edit it, save a copy, and then just send that to your counselor here, or you can send it to Chris Kramer, Mrs. Kramer, our counseling secretary, and then she will be able to make sure it's all done correctly and we can get it to the high school so you'll be all set for that. What we're going to do is we don't know yet what next year will look like. Hopefully it won't be like this year. Hopefully we'll all be able to be in person and going to school that way like we have in the past. So we're asking students to fill out their classes, to pick their classes as if they were going to be back in person learning next year at the high school. The reason for that is that way you'll be able to get your first choices. And otherwise, if you don't do that and pick out classes later, then you might not be able to get the classes you'd be most interested in taking. So we just want to make sure you have the best option for that for you for next year. So the exciting thing about high school is you have a lot more classes to choose from than we have here at the middle school. So you'll be able to try a lot of different things. And in different categories or different areas that we don't have here at the middle school. So that, like I said, is pretty exciting. And there are a lot of options, not only for ninth grade, but 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade. And you'll find that there's a lot of classes to choose from. You won't be able to take them all in one year, and almost all of them are then offered in additional years. So if you don't take a class in ninth grade, you should be able to take it in 10th, 11th, or 12th grade, just depending on the class. So how will you know which classes are the right ones to pick out for yourself? So there is a booklet that is a course planning guide. So this is a paper copy that we have that you can pick up here from Badger, and along with your folder that will have other information in it. So if you get a chance to stop by, you can pick that up. It outlines all 4 years, has all the high school classes in it, and is a great resource. So that's available. It is also available online. So I will show you that. I'll show you it right now. So both East and West High School, if you go under academics, the first thing listed there is the course planning guide. So this is just a digital version of that, and we're going to pick the 21-22 guide for next year. And it's just like the paper one I just held up. A lot of information in here, but it has all of the classes listed. Talks about credits, what year you can take the classes, things like that. So the first thing that comes up is art. So you can see, like I said, it has descriptions of the classes, and then it will also have the years you can take them. Now we're into the business category, and just want to show you a flow chart. So each of the subject areas in high school has a flow chart of classes. So it'll have the names of the classes and then what year you can take those classes. And so you can see the ninth, a lot of these you can take in 9th, 10th, 11th, or 12th grade. Some are just 10th, 11th, or 12th grade. And then when you get into some of the upper ones, they might just be your junior or senior year. But then they'll go through the descriptions of those classes. One of the things that's different between middle school and high school is you start earning credits for classes. So a lot of the elective classes are worth a half a credit, and that means you're going to have it every day for one semester, so just half the year. So that's why it's worth a half a credit. And then if you get into like some of the electives or all of your core classes, so like math, science, English, or history, social studies, those are all 1 credit classes. So I jumped ahead to English, and we can see that English 1 is worth 1 credit, and that's typically a 9th grade class. And you can see that those are worth a full credit because they meet every day all year. Okay, so then just to prove that West High School has it also, right here you go to academics from their main website or main webpage. Click on that, and then it's the exact same document. So to just jump into that. So that is a resource that is very helpful, not only for ninth grade, but also all the years in high school as you are figuring out what classes would be good classes to take. So the other thing that you can pick up here at Badger is you can pick up your folder. So there's a folder for East. There is an informational folder for West. There's good information in here, but if you're not able to stop by and pick it up, the main thing that we just need you to be able to complete is the course selection sheet. So that's why we made a digital copy of that you guys can fill out and then submit electronically. So just attach it to an email. But if you have a chance to pick these up, you can pick them up in the main office. Just drop by Badger at any time and you'll be able to pick that up. You'll be able to pick up the course planning guide. And then another resource that is available, the tech ed department put together a brochure of their classes. So it has a lot of information and pictures of the different projects you might do in those classes. So that's another resource that you can use to pick those out. Those classes are also listed in the course planning guide, but this is a nice color brochure, including their flow chart here in the back of those classes. So they have automotive classes, engineering classes, woodworking classes, machining classes. So lots of classes there that you can choose from. Okay, so now that you know the resources you can use to pick out classes, what I want to do is just walk through the course selection sheet and how to fill it out. Again, I apologize. This isn't exactly exciting. Tried to make it fun, but it's just information, so I have to get that over to you. So in this form, you can click on an area, and then you'll be able to enter information in there. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my name in here. So real simple. Over here, some of you may be taking high school classes or classes for high school credit. An example would be algebra. There's also health class. So if you're taking health, that would be something you can list as well. And then also world language. If you're in the second level of that could be there too. So I can put Spanish if that is a class that I'm taking now as well. And that's going to be Spanish 2. All right. And so you don't have to worry about the exact number. We'll be able to figure that out. All right. So if you have any of those high school classes, go ahead and put them there. And then it's a matter of picking out the first page. It's a 2-page document. The first page has your core classes and then Phy-Ed or health at the bottom. So we'll walk through that. And then the second page has a lot of the other elective classes. Now, something to think about for next year is how many classes will you take? So you can take a minimum of 6 credits each year, but you can take 6.5 or 7 credits. It all depends on how many classes you feel would be best for you. So if you take 6 credits in ninth grade, that means you're going to have room in your schedule to have a study hall. So you'll have a study time every day in school, regular class period, so a 45-minute class period to get your homework done. So that would be if you take 6 credits. It might be a good idea as you're adjusting and transitioning to high school. We highly recommend that. If you're going to be in any activities or like after school clubs or sports, or even if you're going to be working at all, any of those things that are going to take up time outside of school, having that time during school to do homework would be a good thing to have. So that's if you take 6 credits. And then I'll go ahead to the bottom of the second page here. It talks about that down here. If you take 6.5 credits, that means that one semester you'll have a study hall. The second semester you will not. You'll just have another half credit elective in that spot. So if you're going to go with that option, I would recommend talking to your counselor and just saying, hey, I'd like to have my study hall first semester just to help me transition to high school. And then once you get your feet under you, then second semester you can have that class and then figure out if you need to have a study hall or not. And then if you take 7 credits, if you're like, no, I'm going to have enough time, I got this, not a big deal, then you could take 7 credits, take a full schedule if you want. So if you sign up for 7 credits, you will not have a study time during your school day. Okay. So if you have questions on that, you can stop by and you can reach out and talk to one of your counselors here or reach out to your high school counselor as well. So we're going back to the classes. Everyone will take English. So language arts at the high school is called English. Most students will take English 1. Some students, if they want the challenge or have taken advanced language arts, then they can be ready for honors English. An honors class is just a class that has a faster pace. It's a little more rigorous, so a little more difficult with that. So they might do a little more reading and writing compared to the regular English class. But we're just going to say that as a student, we're going to take English 1. So we're just going to click on that. That automatically puts an X there. So that's awesome. If you're in the traditional math sequence, you took 8th grade math in middle school here, then you're going to be set to follow the sequence and taking algebra next year. So you go ahead and click that. Let's say you took algebra this year, then you'd be taking geometry. So whichever option is most appropriate for you based on the class that you took. So go ahead and check that. And then science, most students will be taking biology. That's the regular 9th grade science class. And then some students, again, if they want to challenge themselves, they can do honors biology. So it'll just be a little more challenging, a little more rigorous class, go at a slightly faster pace. So if you really like science, that might be an option for you if that's a passion area for you. There is also an opportunity to take a second science class if you would want to. Not a lot of students do that in 9th grade. Typically, they might double up in 11th grade or 12th grade. But there is the Principles of Biomedical Sciences class that you could take if you wanted to. Again, just let's say you're interested in a medical career, or again, you really like science, that is an option for you to do that. Not a lot of 9th graders do that, but it's there if you want to take advantage of that. And then we go on to social studies. Most students will take global studies. That's just the 9th grade social studies class. But there is an opportunity to take, I'm just going to check that one, the AP Human Geography class. So the AP classes are advanced placement classes. For those classes, you can earn college credit. So since you're earning college credit, as you can imagine, they're going to be a little more challenging and more difficult for you. So requiring a little more time outside of school to work on reading or to work on writing. For that class. So great class, great opportunities to start earning college credits. If that's something you're motivated to do, the first class you can do that with is the AP Human Geography class. And then we have the question of Phi-Ed. So there is an opportunity for you to take Phi-Ed during the summer school gym, which you might know about. You take the whole class. So they condense the whole class into 5 weeks. So it's a pretty intense class. You meet for 5 days. A week, Monday through Friday for those 5 weeks. And then you can earn your earn your Phi-Ed credit during summer. Most students will do Phi-Ed during the school year. So if that's true for you, go ahead and check that. But if you're planning on doing the summer school Phi-Ed, you can check that option. And then what you would do is later on in the year, it's usually like near the end of March, you will register for your summer school classes. You can also take health during summer if you did not take that during the school year. So if you took it during the school year, you're just going to check this one like, yep, I took it, I passed it, not a problem. But if you have to take it or want to take it in 9th grade, you can go ahead and check that option too. So want to go back to the credits here. So again, if you're looking at, in this example, I'm going to plan on taking 6 credits total. You can see I have 1 credit for each of my core academic classes. So that's 4 credits I have already. I am going to do Phi-Ed during the school year. So that's going to be a half a credit. So I'm going to type that in there, 0.5 credits. I'm going to say I took health this year. That's just using this as an example. So I'm going to say, okay, I already did that. So I'm not going to worry about that. I don't have to put any credits here because I'm not counting that. So from the front, I am going to have 4.5 credits. So what that means is if I'm going to do 6 credits total, from the second page here, I can choose 1.5 more credits. So I have several options to fulfill that 1.5 credits or fill that 1.5 credits. I can take 3 of these half credit classes here if I wanted to, or I could take 1 of these full credit classes here and then 1 of the half credit classes up here. So let's say that I did take Spanish and I am going to take Spanish 3 because I completed levels 2 in 7th and 8th grade. So I'm going to put 1 credit here. And then I'm going to choose one of these classes from the options here. And again, if you're not sure what those classes really entail, please take a look at either the course planning guide or the online resource where it's listed under your high school. So you can take an art class, a business or infotech class. You can take a culinary or cooking class or the tech ed classes here. So like welding, automotive, graphic design, digital media where you work on video making and photography. So that's always a popular one. So you have a lot of choices. Let's say I'm just going to take culinary skills. So I'm going to pop on that one and that's worth a half credit. So I'm going to put that there. So that gives me my 1.5 credits, which would be my full 6 credits that I was going to take. Some students may be asked to take the Reading for Academic Success class if you're in reading intervention here at the middle school and are going to continue that in high school. That would be the class here called Reading for Academic Success. That is worth 1 full credit. So if you're taking that, you would put in the credits there and then count that as your total overall. So there's an opportunity here for you to sign, have a parent sign, like typing their name in. And then we want to total the credits. So on back here, remember I'm taking Spanish and culinary, so that's 1.5 credits. On front with my core classes and my PE class, that adds up to 4.5 credits. So adding those up, my total is going to be 6 credits, which again gives me that study hall every day all year. Let's say you sign up for 6 credits and after the first semester, you're like, oh, I understand high school. I have enough time to get my work done. Not a big deal. I made the adjustment. I think I'm willing to pick up another half credit class for second semester. You can do that. You can talk to your high school counselor about doing that and then just adding that in second semester. So you just put that in the place of your study hall that you would have had second semester. So you're able to do that if you want to. Okay, so that's as easy as it is to fill out the course selection sheet. Then, like I said earlier, you just have to save that if you're going to submit it electronically, and then you would send it to, probably going to ask you to send it to Mrs. Kramer here at the middle school. Her email will be in the email that you received that this video was attached to. If you have any questions in completing this, feel free to reach out to me or Mrs. Pierce or Mrs. Meyer. We can help you with that or answer any high school questions. Otherwise, good luck the rest of this year. And we'll get you all set for high school. Make sure you get this in as soon as you can so that you're able to get the choices in classes that you want. All right. Thanks for listening to this. Take care. Bye-bye.